So, Anne,
Huh?
here we are listening to the Ballad of the Brother Sisters by Max Caselli, our amazing intro music. And did you not go to a wedding of a certain Max Caselli yesterday?
We did, and he's married now. And it was a lovely wedding. The food was good. Nice job. Food's important. They had cupcakes.
Food is important.
Cupcakes were good. It was an outdoor wedding in this like nature preserve with a nature center area along the river. And just before the wedding started, a doe and her two babies came out to drink from the river.
That's adorable.
Isn't it adorable? And there was even a
That
place
is.
like where you could sit by the river. It was just really, there was nature trails. It was a lovely place. So if like they took about 90 minutes after the ceremony to take pictures. They had a nice spread for food. They didn't even run out of food in that 90 minutes. That's how awesome it was. Full bar. It was lovely. And then you could go, like, if you wanted to go on a nature hike, you could go on, and I went and sat by the river. I was like, this place is awesome. So it was a lovely event. Everybody seemed to have a good time. Everybody seemed happy. Went off. I did. There might have been problems. We did not experience any of them. So it was great.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good job, guys.
That sounds like a good job. Excellent
Mhm.
work, Max Caselli, getting married. Congratulations to you and
Yeah.
your new wife. And
Be-
yeah, if you need some guy that knows about sound and stuff and
Mhm.
can do cool sound things, Max Caselli is your guy. So
Mhm.
there you go.
Let
Yep,
us know.
right
We'll get
on.
you contacted with him.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know people that know people. Yes.
Exactly.
So
Mm-hmm.
there you go. Well, happy Sunday, everybody. It's the last Sunday of September. That's right. If you were all getting cozy with September is over. Happy birthday to my Aunt Vicky.
Mm-hmm.
Happy birthday, Aunt Vicky.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday to my sister-in-law, Tammy. Happy birthday to you too. I know, man. It's birthday day.
Mm-hmm.
Birthday day. So
Birthday
yeah.
today.
So yeah, we had some birthday time with Aunt Vicky yesterday. We had pizza. Domino's Pizza has really elevated their game. I can remember back in the day when Domino's sucked. They don't suck anymore. So
Hmm.
they did a nice job. They have a really and their app is really excellent. If you want some decent some above average pizza with an app
Mm-hmm.
that is excellent and easy to use and has coupons, I can't recommend the Domino's app enough. Now the only thing is, when you live in Northside in Kalamazoo, it's tough to get a pizza delivered. So
Did you get it
you got to
delivered? Did
pick
you
up.
have to go get it?
We had to go get it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
no, there is nothing that delivers to Northside in Kalamazoo because
You know what? That used to happen
reasons.
sometimes in Ipsy when we lived in Ipsy over by the river.
Yeah.
And it was early when we moved into that part of Ipsy. Like, not everybody would deliver to us, but by the time, we lived there for 16 years. By the time we moved, everybody would deliver to us. So
Yeah.
it was just that was like,
Yeah.
we think you're sketch. We think your neighborhood is sketch. I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
not saying it's not, but we will answer our door and our check. This is when you could still pay for a pizza with a check,
Oh,
so
nice.
you remember that? And we're like, it won't bounce, and we left you a nice tip, so
That's awesome.
I
Yeah,
know.
we had a fun birthday festivities yesterday, so that was nice. So
Mhm.
yeah, as we grind into the first week of October. Now, as an educator, October is sort of a death month. It's one of those months that you just have to survive. So I'm going into my survival shell for the month
Mhm.
of October. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
so Anna, I thought it would be a good day. Here we are. We do this a couple of times a year. We do a check-in,
Mhm.
and here we are. We just finished what was the third quarter of the year.
Mhm.
So we're going into our fourth quarter here. So we thought we'd have a little our third quarter check-in today. So we're going to be doing some 10 questions with the brothers sisters. So you get to listen to us talk at it for a while and yeah, and as we get ready for them, and part of it is that we have to gear up for one of the best times of the year, Spooktoberfest.
I
That's
know.
right.
So excited.
October is upon us, which means it's Halloween time, which means it's a
Mhm.
birthday time. And as far as I'm
Mhm.
concerned, my birthday is the best damn time of the year. So I am very
Mhm.
much looking forward to that as well. So
Me too.
let's go. So yeah, should we dive in, or do you want to talk about more stuff?
No, let's dive in. Let's do it.
Okay.
Knowing us, Jenny, we'll manage to stretch.
Look at Anne. This is you chose an excellent picture
I thought so too.
for our heading today for our slides. It's the picture of Anne and I wearing our crowns from was it the Cheese Castle
Uh-huh.
in
Kenosha?
I can't remember the was it Kenosha in Kenosha, Wisconsin. So
Yeah.
yes,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Actually, my castle, my crown's actually at school now because mom got a hold of it and decorated it and made it all sparkly and shiny.
Mhm.
So now it's at school where it belongs to
Very
remind
good.
my students that I'm a cheese queen. So there you go.
You're the queen. There you go.
Queen of
Yeah.
cheese.
Mhm.
Yes. All right. And why don't you take us through the welcome back? You've added some interesting things to our welcome back slide today. Things that make me I'm already sweating just looking at these things. All right. Yeah.
So, we're Anne and Janice brothers. We're sisters, and our last name is Brothers. And to answer the question I answered for 14 years. Yes, this will be on the test.
But don't worry, it's multiple choice. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. Exactly. We're in our 50s.
Wait,
That
wait. The brother sisters are A, sisters, B, aunties, C, cousins, D, none of the above.
makes Oh, you got
It's
to
all
make
right.
it a crazy one, like fathers, it's something like that. Anyway, we're in our 50s, Generation X, which means that women in the past in our lives, got their pantyhose from plastic eggs. I know, right? So for you millennials and late millennials and Gen Zers, pantyhose are these sheer leggings you would put on your legs because women's legs were not
Oh,
sexy enough. And so, they might like be prickly, or they might not be tan enough, or they might have a very, anyway, women's legs were sickening. And so you needed to cover them up with a sheer legging that was like a darker color than you were, so that your legs looked attractive to other people while you did things that didn't require you to have attractive legs. So that is pantyhose. And they came in an egg. And then you had this collection of plastic eggs. And I'm sure someday when the aliens come and dig up our society, they're going to find this one layer of plastic eggs in our geology, and they're going to be like, what did they stop becoming mammals? Were they stopping mammals for a while, and did they all become birds? So anyway, that was pantyhose. Now, I went to a wedding yesterday. I didn't see a single pair of pantyhose. So
yeah, because apparently that's not a thing anymore. And it's so funny.
yeah.
I'm so hardwired for pantyhose. It's crazy. It's like
Hmm.
I can't possibly show my bare legs. Not that I really wear many dresses anyway,
Hmm.
but it's so funny because I don't have any problem wearing shorts and showing my legs. But the
Right.
second you slap a skirt on me, I'm like, I have to put pantyhose on.
Yeah, when Jenny was like, I don't have any pantyhose for this wedding we were going to in August, I'm like, I'm not wearing hose. And she's like, well, I just got some knee-high ones. I thought that was so hilarious.
Because it's like my brain is broken. My brain is broken when it comes to hosiery.
Yeah, so anyway, they came in eggs. I don't know why. And then there was like this egg display where they were inlaid. So you could find like what color you wanted, like if they were control tops, so you could like have a built-in like semi-girdle. It was control top was the early Spanx. And yeah, so it was just like, it was so funny. So that your legs, everybody wore pantyhose, because if you didn't, you were some kind of hussy. And there you go. So, and they all came, and
Yeah, you were just basically a monster.
yeah,
So, yeah.
some sort of slut. Yeah, so for some reason we had to cover
Well,
our legs with so
well,
you could see the leg, but it didn't look as,
well, and the thing is, the leg would look nothing like the rest of you. So
Mhm.
you would be in your dress with your pale face and your pale neck and your pale ass arms and your supple silky tan legs. It's like yeah, it's also crazy. And this is part of the reason why I hate women's clothes. This is why I dress like a dude, because women's clothes are a nightmare. They are a nightmare of nonsensical horse shit, and I hate them.
Well, anyway, Jenny, I'll have you know that pantyhose are not a thing anymore. But
Yes.
once upon a time, they were a thing. And I remember when I got my first pair of pantyhose, I was very excited. I thought it was very adult of me. But I just remember like going through pantyhose to see if they had runs in them. And oh man, it's like so you were always going through a pantyhose because they were like, oh, I can't, I wore them to school, I'm like, I wore pantyhose all the
And
time.
And every pair of hose you had always had a run in it, and that you hoped the run would be in the right place where you
Right.
wouldn't have to find other pantyhose, like
Mhm.
in your shoe. I'm like, if I had $1 for every time I had a run in a pantyhose in my shoe that nobody was seeing, I'm like, hope these shoes never come off because then you'll see what an absolute ass clown I am.
Exactly. Oh no, my perfect legs don't look so perfect. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
God.
it
Yeah,
was a ridiculous thing.
ridiculous.
All of
Yeah.
it. And the most ridiculous part of it of all was that they came in plastic eggs. So,
Yeah, that's its own ecological nightmare. I'm like, you know, yeah, like you said, it will literally be 10 million years from now, and then
mhm,
the aliens will be finding these fucking eggs everywhere because they are
it'd be
an
like just one
ecological nightmare.
thin layer of all these eggs, plastic eggs. So, there you go. That's
You
what
know, just like we use the layer of iridium to at the KT boundary to show how the dinosaurs died. It's going to be the same thing. It's going to be this, pantyhose boundary where we like, hey,
oh,
this is the point where we stopped wearing hose and started actually showing our legs. You know.
exactly. So
Yeah.
there we go. Uh,
Yeah.
anyway,
Okay. Good times. Good talk.
we talk about smart stuff, dumb stuff, fun stuff, or any combination of the three, as we just spent the last 6 minutes doing. We're not cool, hip, or sexy. It would mean that if to try to be cool, hip, or sexy, it would mean that we would have to have more expensive athletic wear at the gym. In fact, we would have to have clothes that classified as athletic wear instead of, like I just put a bra over under my pajamas, what I wore to bed, and now I'm at the gym. And
Mm.
the truth is, even if we spent a ton of money on it, we still wouldn't be cool, hip, or sexy. And I was at the gym yet. I thought about this yesterday. I was at the gym. I'm on the track, beating all the old people, and there's this woman ahead of me in very expensive. Lululemon, very expensive. And I was like, she was about my age. And I was like, oh man, okay. I'm like, that is never going to be me. The fact that I'm at the gym is victory. Do you think I'm going to dress for the gym? Is you crazy?
Yeah, I stick out like a sore thumb at the gym because
Me
I
too.
wear a t-shirt and a pair of shorts,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I am one of the few women at my and it doesn't matter what I'm doing that's in a t-shirt and a pair of shorts. Everybody else is
Mhm.
wearing some sort of athleisure wear, and I
Right.
don't own any. And part of it is that it, I don't like it. I don't like the way it clings to me. I don't like it. I like to be able to move. When I was doing my kickboxing stuff, in Minnesota, again, I stuck out like a sore thumb because I just would have a t-shirt and a pair of shorts on.
Yeah, me too. I was like, I,
Yeah,
I am the most underdressed. And the thing is, all the dudes look like shit. They don't have
they do.
expensive. They're like t-shirts that are cut out and sticking their hairy armpits. It's like they all look like crap. And I was like, it's like it must be okay for somebody to look like shit because they are
That guy
not
does.
dressing. Yeah, they're not dressing to impress. So I'm like, neither am I,
No, no,
which means we are not cool, hip, or sexy. And
no.
even then, we'd probably still fail. So, not cool, hip, or
Yes.
sexy. We're sorry. We're not a true crime, celebrity, or influencer podcast. We are here to expand your podcast horizon. So,
Yes.
there
Yes.
you go.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to get famous listening to us.
Mhm.
Sorry. And yeah, our fame is not going to rub off on you and make you famous.
It's
So
not.
sorry about
It's
that.
not.
No.
We haven't been able to make ourselves famous. Don't
Yeah.
expect us
No.
to make you famous.
No. No. That is correct. So,
There you go.
yes.
We've been told that we're good to listen to when you want to learn things about stuff, and because we want you to have more inexpensive, guilt free fun and joy in your life. So you're
Excellent. Well
welcome.
done.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what we do. Yep.
This podcast is not GPG or even PG-13. We will not be on our best behavior today. So fuckity
Mm-mm.
fuck
I've already established that by saying things like ass clown. So, which is
fuck.
one of my favorite swears, by the way.
Oh,
So,
speaking of clowns, Jenny,
mm.
my friend Barb, who used to be my employer when I was a massage therapist,
Oh
she
yeah.
sent me a text today about with some clown costumes that she was wondering if anybody I knew would want this.
Oh,
Or here's the
yeah.
other one. Here's the other one.
Wait, I gotta make you bigger. Hang on. I'm gonna expand that. So, okay, show me the first one again.
Okay, here's the
Okay.
second one.
Oh my God. Oh,
And here's the first one.
Okay,
Aren't those
the only people that want those are future serial killers. I'm like, oh my gosh, your friend Barb has serial killer. Why does she have those? Is she a serial killer? What's
I think
happening?
I think they're one of her friends, and her friend is trying to get rid. She's like, "You're the only person I knew who might have a need for
Okay.
these." And I was like,
Her
Okay."
friend is trying to get rid of the evidence. That's what's happening there. That's the only explanation for those. I'm like, those are the things that nightmares are made of.
That's what
Oh
I
my
said.
God.
I said
That's
that.
literally that's gonna end up in like some sort of, murder show on Netflix. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's what I told her. I said that's what I told her. That was the most horrifying thing I'd ever seen, and nobody I knew would want one of those in their house. They wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
That's already gonna be my horror. That's already my scary story for October right there. Those
Right,
costumes and
those
anybody that's
costumes.
putting those ah.
So thanks, Barb. That was awesome. So So, hey, if
Ooh,
you're interested in one of those costumes, would you let me know so I can let my friend Barb know so she can let her friend know?
and
They
we have to put that on
probably
the
part of a murder
yeah.
scene, but
We have to put that on our page
we do,
because that's too good. That's a great way to kick off Spooktoberfest. Are
isn't
those
it?
costumes?
For those costumes, like you need a costume? Here you go.
Ooh, yeah,
Woof.
those were and clowns are always a little bit on the scary side anyway.
Mhm.
And
It's
those
that
are
whole
special.
uncanny valley thing, yeah, they're
Mm,
terrifying. They are
yeah,
terrifying.
and those. It was the giant head. It's like it's the giant clown head thing of those costumes. Ugh.
Ugh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
I'm
like
not
it
going to
can
be right the rest of the day.
dislocate its jaw and swallow you
Oh, and then
whole.
eat you. Yeah. Yeah,
Sorry.
that's messed up. Those costumes are messed up.
Mhm.
Yeah, wow. Okay.
Okay. Until then.
Yes. Oh wait, we're still doing the
Yeah, we're
welcome
still
back.
doing
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
we got
So
distracted. I'm way off now.
I'm
I'm way
sorry.
off.
I'm
Those
sorry.
costumes have
I'm
completely unhinged me. Now I got to get back on track. Focus, focus,
focus,
focus.
focus,
Here we
focus.
go. Okay, good.
There
Got
we
it.
go. All right. So, if you want to, it's scary. If you want to support us, you can listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio. I'm missing some things.
Apple
Um,
Podcasts,
Apple Pie Podcast.
Apple
Uh,
Pie.
yeah, so you can like us, support us, hit the bell, whatever, and
You
yeah,
can ring my bell
yeah. So
anytime,
you
anywhere.
can see more terrifying clown costumes at your leisure.
Yeah, you have to forward those to me, and so I can put those on our page because
I will do that
those
right now.
I feel like those need to be shared with the world because I'm like I'm not going to be scared all by myself. I'm going to scare everybody
Exactly.
with us. It's yeah.
Exactly.
Good
She
lord.
said, that's what I woke up to this morning. I opened, and I was like, oh, I wonder what's going on here. And then I was like, fuck, Barb, what are you doing? All right,
Yeah,
Jenny, here's
seriously
the
though,
first one.
those are yeah, somebody's trying to get rid of the evidence. So
The
yeah,
evidence. No
Jesus,
kidding.
the
No
evidence.
kidding. All right.
As Ann said, you can support the Brothers Sisters for absolutely free. All you got to do is subscribe, like Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and share our knowledge and share our smart, dumb funness with people you love or people that you're irritated with and you want to irritate too by setting up the stuff. And
Or
there
maybe
you
you
go
want to scare them with this terrible clown costume.
with this terrible clown costume because yeah, truly horrifying. So
Truly.
anyway, yeah, like I
Woo.
said, we'll throw that on our page so that everybody gets an opportunity to see the horror and share the horror. All right,
All
let's
right.
talk about the smart, dumb, and fun stuff for this weekend. I'm gonna go ahead and start this week. Is that
Mhm.
okay?
That's
Uh,
perfectly.
it's
That's amazing.
it's Fat Bear Week at Katmai National Park, and Fat Bear Week is a big deal. So they usually run Fat Bear Week the first week right after the equinox. And okay, so Katmai National Park is in Alaska, and they have a fairly large population of brown bears or grizzly bears, as they're also known. And they, because it's a national park and these bears are protected, they study the bears quite a bit. And so, as part of their study, they study how much weight they lose and gain during hibernation, after hibernation. And so, they start tracking their weight as soon as they appear after hibernation, and they track and keep track of them. And they have webcams that allow you to sit and watch the bears in the river eating. And it's the most relaxing, wonderful thing. I love it. Except when the bears are fighting and then they end up tearing each other up. But then it's less, that's less fun to watch. But anyway, about what in 2014 they started based on some of the feedback that they were getting from people that were enjoying the webcams, they started doing a fat bear contest. And so the way it works is really simple. They do it like March Madness, where they have a bracket of all of their bears that are eligible to be in Fat Bear Week. And then they basically have voting every day where you get to choose the bear that you think is the fattest or has the best story or whatever. And so it's become a thing. I'm like, thousands of people follow this every fall so that they can vote for their favorite fat bears. So this year, the bear of choice for me is a bear by the name of 32 Chunk. He's a male bear, and he was the runner up last year. So he was last year's runner up, and this year he is competing very well. He's nice and fat, but here I got to find him here. Let me see if I got a picture of him. 32 Chunk. There he is.
Oh,
There's my
there he
fat
is.
bear. He is.
He's a
He's
big
there.
fat
He's a big fat bear. Now he's got a great story though, because after hibernation, he got into an altercation with another bear over a lady bear, and
boy.
as a result of that, he got his jaw broken. So they were actually very concerned that he would not be able to survive the summer. But not only did he survive the summer, but he is one of the fattest bears this year. So he's got a great story, and they talked a little bit because here's the best part: is that they have an hour long bracket reveal the Monday of the week before. And I sat and watched the whole thing, all 70 minutes of it. And they were talking about each of the bears, and they were talking about Chunk's story and how concerned they were that he would not survive. And they talked about the acclimations that he made in order to survive. He basically found new ways to eat fish, eating them whole or ripping them up differently and eating them differently. He would fish in different parts of the river where he wouldn't see as much altercation with the other bears, and basically just acclimated himself into being a really fat bear. So he's got a great chance of surviving the winter. And so he's my choice. I would like to see 32 Chunk. So if you're listening to this and you want to talk about which bear, I don't know which bear to vote for, 32 Chunk. Semifinals are tomorrow. We're down to our last four bears. And then the finals will be September 30th with the big reveal of who the fattest bear is or who wins Fat Bear October 1st. So there you go. That's my smart, dumb, fun thing this week. And I've been making kind of a fuss of it with my students and have been getting them to vote as well. So Fat Bear
Awesome.
Week. Yeah, it's
Fat
awesome.
bear. I was like, he's my
Fat.
hero. I was like,
Yeah. Yes.
mm,
Yes. In a world that's gone bad, you can always depend on 32 Chunk to survive and advance. So let's go, big
exactly.
boy. Yes.
You know, he's
Mm.
just adapting. He's very good. He's a good he's a good adapter. Good job, Fat Bear. 32
And
Chunk.
this is natural selection in action. That's the whole point of
Mhm,
natural selection, is that you can adapt to your surroundings and your situation in order to survive,
mhm.
spread your seed, and pass on your genetics. So
Yeah.
this is and that's the thing that about a place like Katmai National Park, is that's very much you know it's natural selection in action. It's proof that evolution happens, and it's happening every day, whether you like it or not.
Exactly.
Okay.
Whether Jesus
All
gave
right.
it the thumbs up or not.
Yep.
Yep.
So, yeah, man.
Anyway.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. My
Uh-oh.
liberalism is showing. Oh, no.
Oh no. Well, Jenny, my smart
Hmm.
dumb fun this week was that I taught one of my young coworkers, and I work with a lot of late millennials and Gen Z. I taught one of my young Gen Z coworkers how to use a landline telephone. Um, we have them at work, and I have noticed that most of the Gen Zers try not to answer our landline. But this one young lady, we got a special order, and she had to call using the landline, and she was like putting the number in. She's like, Anne, it's not working. It's not working. What do I do? And I'm like, well, did you hit this button that says line one? And she's like, oh, you have to hit that? And I'm like, yeah. So she hits it, and I was like, just listen for the dial tone. And she looks at me, and I'm like, put it to your ear. And she's like, oh, I'm like, now put the number in.
It's so funny when you told me this story. I'm like, now it's like, yeah, there is a process that you have to go through to use the landline. I'm like, you have to click it and then listen, and
And
then you do the thing. And it's like, because you don't do that. With a cell phone, man, you just dial the numbers, hit the button, off you go. So the idea that you have kids that wouldn't know what a dial tone sounds like. They're like, have
right,
no experience with dial tone, which I thought,
with
I'm like,
dial
yeah,
tone.
that's funny.
Yeah, and not just like you don't even have to put in the number. Most of your numbers are already pre-programmed, so you just hit the phone icon. That's all you have to do. So it was just I was like, oh yeah, I was like, look at me teaching a millennial or a Gen Z or something about tech, old tech.
Well, and that's the funny thing is that there is old tech that's still around
Mhm.
that has to be taught. So
Yeah.
it is very amusing for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah. So that
For
was
sure.
my I was like, "Oh, that made my day." I was like, and that "Oh, that's so sweet that you came to me because I had white hair."
Oh wait, we have commentary.
Mhm.
All right, we have Tracy Larson says
Oh,
we have to teach eighth graders how to use the phone to play trivia. Oh hell yeah.
yeah. Yep. That is so
Uh,
funny.
yes. Tracy, just checking in real quick. Hopefully you're doing well. I understand you had some carpal tunnel stuff this week, so I hope you're doing
Mm.
well. And we are thinking about you here in the great state of Michigan. So
Mhm.
thanks for jumping in with us and making some
Yeah.
commentary. We love that.
Mhm.
So
So there you go. There was our smart
there
dumb
you
fun
go.
this week.
Yeah, I think those are two extremely smart dumb funds for sure,
Mhm.
for sure. All right,
Fairs
and
and headlines.
so yeah, so we're like I said, we're checking in. So we do this a couple times a year. We just ask each other questions and we give each other answers. And so it's a way for us to kind of keep track and check in on each other. And if you guys have questions or comments, if you're with us and if you have questions or comments, feel free to throw your questions and comments in as well. We would love to hear more. So, Ann, you want to go first? You want to answer the first question or do you want to ask the first question?
Whatever you want, Jenny Brothers. You are in charge.
Oh, here's another one. Tracy also says they don't know how to hang up. No, they do not.
That was the other thing. She was like, "Now what do I do?" I'm like, "Hit the line button again." Oh. She was
And
just like,
I am glad you're doing okay. You know what I miss? I miss angrily hanging up a phone.
"Me
Don't you miss
too."
that? You're just
Yeah.
like slam, you know, just ding, you can hear it kind of go ding when you do that. I miss doing that because you can't do that with a cell phone unless you want to pay another $1,000 for your new cell phone. I
Exactly.
just miss being able to slam a phone.
Yeah.
You know, you're mad at somebody, you're mad at your boyfriend, slam. You're mad at your parents, slam. No
Not anymore.
slamming anymore.
No
I sometimes
slamming
think that
anymore.
maybe that's the thing that we need is that we need things to slam, and
Maybe.
that would sort of help things out.
I don't know.
When it
I
comes
don't
to
know.
I don't know. I
Hmm.
don't know. All right, so Ambrose, I'm going to ask you the first question. Then here we go. All
Certainly.
right, I got to find these banners. All right, so I'm gonna put our faces back up here so people can see us. And let's see, questions for Anne. There they
Mhm.
are. All right, question number one. Here it
Mhm.
is. All right, if you could relive one day from the past year, which day would you pick and why?
Puffin Day. I would relive Puffin Day 1,000 times. That was the day that Duncan and Liz and Johnny Williams, who we went to Scotland with, we took a ferry to the Isle of May, which is in the Firth of Forth, which is like a big bay in Scotland. And we took the ferry out about 90 minutes out, and we went to the Isle of May, which is has no people on it. It's a research area, research island, and the puffins, there was like thousands of puffins that day. And at one point, Duncan and I had made turkey ham sandwiches and made everybody a lunch. So Duncan and I sat on this bench that looked down this big part of this cliff, and all the puffins were around us because they like to nest on grassy, and then they would like take flying leaps down the cliff into the ocean to fish, and then there was puffins all over us flying. It was like we were in a snow globe full of puffins, and that was
That's
probably the
awesome.
man. It was so amazing. I thought maybe if I got to see one or two puffins, I would be happy, but that I would relive that day a million times. So Puffin Day,
Day. I love that.
Puffin Day. Hmm.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, and here's your first question for me.
Yes, Jenny
Ask
Brothers.
away.
What is working for you so far in 2025?
Well, it's funny that you should ask. I actually made because I read things and I do
Hmm.
stuff. And so, all right, here's the things that are working for me this year. And honestly, to this point, I'm actually not sure. I guess I
Oh,
would say at this point in my life, I'm a little bit in fake it till you make it mode.
hmm.
And it's because this has just been it's been a full year. Like I said, I
Hmm.
started my year working on my instructional design certification and have basically put that aside for now because I'm 55 and the job market is just so fucking crazy right now that I have no confidence that I could A, get a job in instructional design or B, keep a job in it because it's one of those things that I feel like instructional design is kind of at the mercy of AI right now. And it's just super scary. So spent a lot of time running around trying to make that work and not sure if that helped. As you know, my parents have moved in. Wait, your parents have also moved in. And it's not that that's been going, it's so much work and thought and energy went into getting them in here. It's actually been nice now that they're here because that's been, but as soon as we finished that, then it was time to start school. And so, and this school year has already been off to a busy start because I have three preps, including an honors class, including a class that I'm rebuilding a curriculum for. So it really is just sort of this fake it till you make it mode right now. The good news is that I have lots of really great people who have, are part of my life, who have inserted themselves in my life that have made that better, that have made it
Mhm,
so easier. So what's working for me is the people in my life as this strangeness. I just think it's a weird time to be in existence. So and I'll talk about one of the questions that you were asking me. I'll talk about it in a minute.
mhm.
And I'll expand on this answer. But so far, um, lots of, I would say what's working for me are the people in my life. So there you go.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, it is. So, all right. We have to go back to questions for Anne. Question
Mhm,
number 2. Are you
mhm.
ready?
I am.
Okay. If we had to team up for a competition show, which one do you think we should be on and that we could actually win?
I think we could win password. Because
Ooh.
yeah, because I Jenny and I share a brainstem, and we played a version of this game once with the Vietas, our Vieta side of the family, a few years. This was a while ago. This was a while ago, and it was like a password situation. And Jenny and Sia and I were on the same team, and I kept giving hints that Jenny could pick up right away, and Sia finally got mad at us, and she's like, give hints that I will understand, So Jenny and I have this, we share a long history, and we share, a lot of common things and a common language. And so I think that we could kick ass on passwords. So
Password. I love that.
mhm. Yeah, yeah. So if we had to guess, like make somebody guess what we're thinking, using we could totally do that. So
Yes. I love that.
yeah, me
So
too. So that
that's
was
cool.
I was like, which one? It was like, it can't be enough, big balls. Only if we want to watch, only if I want to hurt myself. That would just be hilarious. But
I
I
miss
think
that show so much.
me too.
Big
And
Balls,
it wasn't called
otherwise
big
known as
balls.
Wipeout. It was
That's
Wipeout.
it.
Yeah. I
Um, I,
love
w-
that
I would do,
show.
I would do that with you in a hot second, Jenny, but we would lose and make people laugh. I mean, we would just be like bouncing off some big balls. And that is
Yeah,
not a sexual euphemism. They are
it's
literally
not.
huge
It's not.
balls.
Yeah, it's if you want to if you're not familiar with the show Wipeout, go to YouTube and look at
Mhm.
highlights of Wipeout. Honest to God, it is just basically people falling down and it's amazing.
It is the dumbest of dumb fun ever.
It is.
Mhm.
You have like Ninja Warrior, which highlights the most athletic people. These people are
Mhm.
so athletic and fit, and then you have Wipeout, which is the opposite of that.
Sit.
So
God
like
bless
these
them.
people are not fit and are just hoping not to break something and not to have like some footage of them bending the wrong way when they're falling off the giant balls because that's
I
usually what you're like. You're like, oh,
Oh,
it
but
hurts.
man, it's like, why are they wearing flip-flops?
So that's
Oh,
only
yeah.
for the comedy. All
Yeah, so
right,
I think
and this
that's
is
Mhm.
nice. Okay, so this is your second question that you had for me.
Yes, Jenny, what is making an impact on you right now?
All right, so number two, I wrote down. Well, number one is living with my parents.
Mhm,
But that's not. That has actually been. It's been Uh, it's been going well, I would say overall.
mhm.
Of course, there's that thing where you got to get used to having more people in your house, but I would say overall, I think it's been going. I think it's been good for all parties involved. I don't know. You'd have to talk to my husband about that and see how he feels about it. Has it been a big adjustment? It has, but I would say overall, the impact has been, I would say, generally positive.
Good.
Um, I would say the fact that I still give a shit about my job is having an impact on me because I do work hard at it. So if I
Mhm.
didn't give a shit, then I wouldn't work hard on it and it would not be impacting my life. So giving a shit. And B, being a grandmother to the little ginger nut who I have named her because this little kid has got my little granddaughter has kind of red hair. It looks like she's gonna be a little ginger. So
Oh, that's
yes.
adorable.
It is. So I would say that little ginger nut, it's nice because they have a little webcam that they have,
Mhm.
and so they put Lucy TV on, and so she was on this morning, and I just sat there and watched her, while I was doing some work this morning, and we were like taking bets on whether she was actually going to fall asleep or not. She eventually did.
Oh, good. Good girl.
So yeah, she's cute as hell. I'm really looking forward to going and seeing her this week. So that's one of the things that's happening this week. That's awesome. So
Excellent.
yeah.
That is very
So
good.
those are the things that are having an impact on my life currently. There's more stuff, but it's boring. So we'll just talk about the stuff that I like.
Okay, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Excellent. All right, and question number 3. All right, here we go. What's one thing about you that listeners might not know, but you think they should know?
All right, two things. Two things you should know about me that you might not know. I'm having a hot flash right now.
Hi, girl. Go, girl.
Yeah, so I'm in perimenopause, and I actually had to go to the doctor because it was like, I'm not kidding. I was having hot flashes anywhere from 1 to 6 times an hour. Yeah, and they would last like 5 or 6 minutes, and so I was like, "Wow, this is really affecting me." So I'm actually on. They give you. There's this one of the happy drugs they give you. What do they call it? Antidepressants. I'm on a super low dosage, but it's I've gone from like 60 hot flashes a day down to about 6, but I still have, and they're much shorter now, so they only last like a minute or two. But yeah, so I might be talking with you or standing in front of you and suddenly do something like this. That's because sweat is starting to almost roll down my forehead. So
Yay. That's
yeah,
so
so
fun.
that's something you should probably know
Live
about me
Hot
is that
Flashes with Ann
with
Brothers.
Ann Brothers, yes. And the other thing that you should know about me is that I usually have a book in my purse. If I have to go to a social event, I usually have a book with me. I am a closeted introvert. And sometimes if I'm at a big event, I will sneak away and go read for like 20 minutes. So if you can't find me, I'm probably in a corner somewhere reading. I brought it to the wedding yesterday. I brought a book to the wedding. And twice I went over by the river where there was a bench and I read.
Mm, I
So
get that.
I mean, ball games, theater event, anything social. I probably have a book in my purse. I may never take it out, but I hate not having a book because then what happens if I'm like, oh, man, there's only so much small talk I can do. Yeah. So yeah, so I usually have a book with me. It's usually in my purse. So usually one of my smaller ones, usually fiction, because fiction's easy. And if you can't find me, I'm probably reading somewhere for a few minutes just to take a break. I will be back. It's not because I don't like people. I just sometimes I need a little quiet. So maybe I'm having a hot flash and I don't feel like being happy while I'm sweating down my butt crack. So
You don't feel like sharing your sweat with the people in your lives? Yeah. I
yeah,
am.
exactly.
I cross my fingers. I'm 9 months in, man. It's like I'm only 3 months away from being able to, turn the page and be in
Yeah.
menopause.
Yeah,
So
I'm 5 months. I'm 5 months in.
let's go.
But that's usually when it breaks for me. It's usually I've been 5 months 3 different times. So
I believe in you, Ann Brothers. You gotta
me too.
want it.
Good
Um,
Lord. Yeah.
you gotta. I'm trying to think of some inspirational saying for you. Pain is just weakness leaving the body, or something like that. I
Well,
don't
I'm
know.
I'm I'm obviously sweating it out of my body. So anyway, but
I
my
don't.
hot flash is already done. So it starts. It's much shorter now that I've been on this medication. It hasn't taken it all away, but it has really. It was like it was becoming an interference. Like it would wake me up in the middle of the night, like many times. Or when I did beading one time, I had to leave early because I was sweating so badly because I literally had a hot flash for 3 hours. So
Dude, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you some amazing sweatbands so you can wear those to glass making, to bead
yeah,
making, and so yeah,
there was
you
this
just
one
wring
woman
it
who has
out.
like an ice thing she wears around her neck, and I was like, oh my
Ooh,
god, that looks amazing.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
I like what
Mm-hmm.
you've done there. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So question 3 for me. Here
Mm-hmm.
it is.
Jenny, what is making you happy?
Okay. Well, of course, having the little ginger nut in my life, I love being able to check in with her first thing in the morning. Like if they have the webcam on and there
Mm-hmm.
she is in her crib, it's like to just to look at this thing. So I'm like, look at that little nugget. So yeah, I would say the ginger nut has me all excited. And one of the things that it has me excited is that it's made me consider my own grandmother a lot.
Oh
Both of
yeah.
them, both Susie and Avis. Avis probably more so because Avis was my grandmother. Avis, my dad's mother, was much more present in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also made me think about Susie because Susie was not super present in our lives, and when she was, it wasn't always a good thing. And so I would like to be this because I'm 1,000 miles away from Lucy, and I would like to find a way to be present in her life as much as I can, but make it fun and interesting and not be like Disneyland grandma when I show up, but still be able to have some sort of impact, positive impact on her life. So still
Mhm.
working on that, for sure. And the other thing that's making me happy is the book Actress of a Certain Age by Jeff Hiller. I got to tell you, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this up there real quick so you can see it. This is the book. Um, Jeff Hiller he's an actor. He was just recently won an Emmy for his
Mhm.
work on Somebody Somewhere, playing the role of Joel. It was such an outstanding show, and still so bitter that
Mhm.
you know
It's not coming
oh, here
back.
we go. Yep. My favorite parrot of every morning is Snapchat with. Okay, see, you know what I'm talking about, Tracy Larson. She's this that the alligator is her grandson, so that's awesome.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, so this book that Jeff wrote, he actually wrote and released the book, I don't know, about 6 months ago. And it's such a great it's basically his story. Jeff is going on 50 years old here. He's 50 in December. He says many times during the book how he's a December birthday, so he's not as old as it says, because December birthday. But it's a really great story. It's sort of his journey. He had this 25-year journey of trying to make it as an actor. And one of the lines he says over and over in the book, it's from LL Cool J, is that dreams don't have a deadline. And so
Mhm.
I think it's a really hopeful book. It's got such a wonderful positive message, as only Jeff can deliver. I had the pleasure of working with Jeff for a very brief time in the improv world in Denver, and even then you knew that Jeff was special. And it's so great that he's been able to achieve this just wild success with this great series. And this book is just a gem. And I love been listening to the audiobook because Jeff reads it, and that's the way you have to do it. You have to listen to him read it, because he's an incredible storyteller. And the dude is just funny right down to his DNA, as far as I'm concerned. And so it's really making me happy. It's been a wonderful listen to. I've only got about 30 minutes left in the book, and it's breaking my heart because I don't
Mm.
want it to end. I'm like, Jeff, keep talking, just keep talking. You're amazing. So, and Jeff, if you hear this somehow, some way, please be on our show, because we
Yeah.
just want to talk to you and just laugh with you,
Mhm.
because it's you are one of our people. That's all I can
Mhm.
say. You're one of our
Mhm.
people. So yeah. Anyway, so that's what's making me happy. That's those two things are especially making me happy. I'm super jazzed. I get to go hang out with my husband in Colorado this week, so that's making me really happy. We get to
Mhm.
be grandparents together this week, so I'm digging that for real. All right, I gotta go back to my banners, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit and questions. All right, question 4 for you, and brothers. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Here we go. Okay. When you think about who you are today, what's a struggle that shaped you the most?
Well, this is and I didn't really understand it until I started therapy, but the struggle that shaped me the most was being dyslexic. And I spent a long time trying to get over dyslexia, and believing that I could learn to not be dyslexic, and denying that it was a problem for me after it was just this thing that I didn't tell anybody about, that I did everything I could to hide from people. And then I just still was really, really hard on myself, because I would still make the same mistakes that I'd been making forever. And when was I finally going to get smart enough and be smart enough to not be so stupid, if that makes sense? And it was, it was basically when I was in therapy, I was like, I started to realize how much my trying to hide it, and how much how I perceive the world is, and then how I accommodate myself has shaped me. Because whether I like it or not, you know, I have a master's degree, and spelling counts, and I managed to function in this world that is not set up for somebody with dyslexia. It is um, so realizing how that shaped me, and I have to admit that hiding it, I didn't go. I was went to elementary school and high school, middle school, high school. I was in the 70s and 80s, and this was way before the Disabilities Act of 1990. So I had 3 years of services. I had 3 years where 2 days a week I went to like what we would consider a resource room now. So that's the only services I had, which was a lot compared to a lot of people that I knew from that same time period. I knew lots of people who had no services at all. And I didn't get a lot of support from family support or a lot of any school support, and it made me a fairly angry person, a very defensive, angry person, and I didn't realize that it was my dyslexia that made me a defensive, angry person, and that because I was so busy trying to hide it and so busy not wanting people to realize what I felt about myself, which was that I was stupid. And that if people realized that I couldn't distinguish between P's and B's in words, that they would find out I was stupid. And that if there was a sign that I couldn't read, just all these things that continue to happen in my life, and that I felt I was stupid because I was never, how come I was in my 50s and still not smart enough to do things that were so easy for other people. So that really shaped me. And then therapy was the next thing that shaped me, was helping me to let go of that anger and let go of the fact that I didn't have to be ashamed of this. It was not something I asked for. It was not something that because I was lazy or it didn't happen to be because I was lazy or I wasn't working hard enough. And that it is how I see the world. And there are things about me that because I'm dyslexic that I have I've often had people tell me that I'm very perceptive and I have this quirky way of looking at things, and it's from my dyslexic brain. I can't learn straight on. I learn from the sides. Everything is coming. So because of that, and it has made me a little more flexible. I found that though nobody likes change, when I notice other people in my lives, I am better at change than other people because there was never one way for me to do anything. There was never one way to get comfortable. So that has shaped me, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there with a dyslexia who have a very similar story. It's not. Do I wish things had been different? Yes. Do I wish I had figured this out sooner? Yes. But it made me very tough, and it really really taught me that I could do lots of things that other people said I couldn't do. And I was always surprised when like other people caught it. Like there would be most people never caught it. Most people never knew. I had some people in my life, they're like, do you have dyslexia? And I was like, and it was, Annette Martin was one of them because she made me turn in a paper on a first draft. And she's like, what the hell is going on? Do you have dyslexia? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, you can get services for this. And this was in 1992. I'd almost graduated from college the first time. And I was like, the funny thing is, Jenny, I was thinking about this the other day. Like I bombed the ACT in high school, embarrassingly low score. And I thought, if they had given me limitless time, like if I could have more time, and that had a 20-minute break between each section, I probably would have passed. I'm not saying I would have gotten, 100%.
Well, the thing is,
I would have
in this
passed.
day and age, you would have been eligible to have somebody read the test to you.
I
It's like that's just
know.
it. It's like you would have had every, you would have had, the kids now, when you have an IEP, you have,
Mhm.
that's one of your accommodations is that you have somebody reading the test out loud to you and that you answer, yeah,
Right.
imagine that. Imagine what that would have meant for you.
I know. I was just like,
Yeah.
just giving me a little more time, like more time to finish each section and a break between each section. That would have made, I probably, like I said, I wouldn't have gotten like a 25, but I could have gotten an 18.
Well, and that's one of the limitations of when we are testing the living shit out of kids
Mhm.
and trying to determine we've just completely pigeonholed them and
Yeah.
we don't actually know what they know because you're too busy trying to squeeze them into this fucking square peg in a round hole sort of thing,
Right.
and it's a huge mistake that we make as educators. It's one of the limitations of public education, and the Disabilities Act was created for that reason, to help kids
Mhm.
literally find ways to show that what they know other than these stupid standardized tests that we throw
Right.
at kids. So yeah.
The only thing the ACT proved was that I couldn't take a test fast. That's the only thing it
Yeah.
proved, is
Yeah.
that I was not a fast test taker. And it proved it
Yeah.
brilliantly.
Touche.
Touche,
So
so
yeah,
everybody's like, "Oh, you're just a bad
yeah,
test taker." I'm like, "No, I probably wasn't. I was a bad test taker under a time limit." So,
right,
yeah,
right.
passed a lot of tests. So,
So fun,
I
so
know.
fun.
So
So
anyway, that was probably a long answer. I'm sorry if I got to, but that really, really, really shaped me. So,
I would agree. I
mhm,
would 100% agree.
yeah.
So anyway, here's your question for me.
Jenny, in the last 9 months, what have you discovered or something that surprised you?
I have a hard time. Number one, I have a hard time quitting things. So even though I should. And the other thing is the Greeley, Colorado Public Library is one of the best libraries I've ever seen in my life in Greeley, Colorado. And I'm really looking forward to going there because where Joe and I are staying this week is right downtown. And so it's like walking distance to the library. I'm like, I'm gonna go get me a coffee in the morning, and I'm gonna walk down the library, and I'm gonna read a book. Yay! Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's one of the things that really surprised me. And the other thing that really surprised me was our recent trip to the Michigan Maritime Museum. I had
Oh,
no
yeah,
idea that that place was so forking cool.
me
So
too.
yeah, yeah,
And there was one point I forgot to make when we did that show, and that was how important, it's like it was quintessential why I think museums are so important. Because even if you think that this isn't for me, you discover in a museum that everything can be for you.
yeah,
And that's one of the things that reiterated that to me was that museum. It was like, I am not a big nautical water person, but man, I was like, this isn't my type of museum. It was every type of museum is your type of museum because
agreed.
yeah, anybody where you have people passionately talking about something or passionately, contributing, it becomes something that you're into as well. So museums,
Agreed. So yay
100%.
museums.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
anyway, yeah, those are the things that have discovered or surprised me. All right, and this is your final question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here it is.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You work with a lot of young people, as you talked
Mm-hmm.
about, and you talked about helping young people use a landline. So, if they were to ask,
Mm-hmm.
what is the one piece of, or what is one or more pieces of advice that you would give to them?
I guess I would tell them to it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. 20s is a sloppy time. It's a fun time to enjoy it, but it's sloppy. You're going to get a bunch of stuff wrong, and that's okay. That's what you're never going to have enough. You're not going to have enough money. You're going to make some shitty decisions. It's You're going to be sloppy. And it's so okay, enjoy as much fun as you can have in your 20s, and give yourself a break. It's gonna be fine. Um, that's what I would tell them. They get, like, oh, don't worry, I'm gonna go to school and I'm almost finished with my degree. I'm like, you're fine. You're doing great. You're all doing great. All the kids I work with, you are all doing great. I'm very impressed with you. I love you all. And know that you are doing a good job. And be sloppy. When else can you be sloppy? Eventually you're gonna have
Your
to,
20s. Your
yeah,
20s are kind of a poop show. That's okay.
yeah, you're gonna have to pull it all together and get everything paid on time. Yeah, you got time. So, especially in this day and age, I'm like, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy your friends. Drink too much. Try not to go to jail or get pregnant if you don't want to.
Hmm.
Other than that, love your friends. Buy those clothes, have that jewelry, live with your parents as long as they will let you, and be a mess. Go for it.
Hmm. I love that.
Do
I
it.
love that. Excellent advice, Hand Brothers, for the
Yeah.
young people of
Mhm,
today. So, all right.
mhm,
All right. So, your fifth question for me, there it
mhm.
is.
Jenny, what are you looking forward to before the end of 2025?
Well, I have a list. Let's
Ah,
go. All
let's
right.
go.
Number one, this week's trip to Colorado. A, because I get to see the little ginger nugget, and B, because we going to Casa Bonita. Yo, we going to Casa Bonita. Let's go. Casa Bonita, which is one of Denver's finest, trashiest restaurants, and has
Mhm.
been for 50 some years at this point,
Yeah.
51 years. It's a great place to hang out. They just did a humongous refurbish on it, so maybe it's not quite as deadly to go to there anymore. So let's hope so. And yeah, so really looking forward to that. Okay, so we're planning a trip out to Colorado for Thanksgiving, so looking forward to that. And I also like Thanksgiving just because you make it because October and that first part of November is such a hard stretch of time in public education. So it's nice when you finally get to Thanksgiving, you're like, "Ah," it just kind of feels like I'm going to be okay after
Mhm.
Thanksgiving. Spooktoberfest with the Brother Sisters. We got that coming up.
Yeah.
Next week's the first week of October. October's a big month for the Brother
Mhm.
Sisters. It's Spooktoberfest. Oh, look, there's commentary. All
Ooh,
right. Oh, look, it's Patrick Ferguson. He says,
lovely.
Jeanette just got her founder's card. What's a founder's card?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't either. Jeanette and Pat, if you're still with us, please tell us what a founder's card is. I don't know
Mhm.
what that is. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And love Casa Bonita. I become a what's that? I don't know what that is either.
I don't
So
know.
okay.
Golding
Anyway,
letter?
yeah. Jeanette and Pat, we need some clarification of what these
Mhm.
things mean that you put on our commentary.
Yes.
But I know for real, Pat and Jeanette, that if you were close by, you would come out with us too.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
oh, she's a bona fide Casa Bonita person. Yeah, she is
Uh-huh.
because she was there at the beginning. She knows.
She knows.
Yeah, that's what you mean. She's a founding member. I get that. So
Mhm.
she's a
Yeah.
card carrying member of Casa Bonita. So yeah, yeah, super.
Mhm.
So I know the guys that it means she never needs a reservation.
What?
Whoa, Jeanette, that's
Jeanette.
tight. That's
It is
awesome.
so tight. I was like, Jeanette, you're now my new favorite person. And you were in the top 3 already, so
Totally. Yeah, your status just elevate, elevate, elevate.
uh-huh.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Mhm. Coolest ever. When we say cool, hot, or sexy, we mean Jeanette.
You know, Jeanette, you're one of the people that you're absolutely one of the cool, hot, sexy people.
People.
So there you
Exactly.
go.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know, Jeanette, because here's the thing, you are of our Vieta cousins, you know, you are the oldest of the Vieta cousins. And I'm saying that
Mhm.
because we have always admired and looked up to you. We were always like, Jeanette's the coolest.
And she
Yeah.
is.
Remember
Yeah.
that time, Anne, when we were in California and Jeanette took us out roller skating and stuff?
Uh-huh.
Dude, that was like heaven. That was like,
Yeah.
we are with Jeanette.
Jeanette
So
on Balboa Island roller skating.
roller skating.
Can we
So
get
yeah.
any cooler?
No, we could not. At that moment, I was 12 years old. I could not possibly get any cooler. And that,
Any
yeah.
cooler
So
than that.
Jeanette, again, elevate, just elevating.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
you've reached star status.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So
I
okay, so yes, Casa Bonita, Spooktoberfest. We're gonna go to one of the things we're doing in Spooktoberfest this year, and we will talk about it in a couple of weeks. Is we're gonna go visit Eloise, which is an old mental institution that
mhm.
is super haunted, from what we understand. And we have been wanting to go to this place forever, and they're actually having a tour of it. So we're gonna do that. Our trip that we're gonna take to do the tour of Michigan Central Station. I'm gonna hang out with my friend Lori in Chicago, but that's not until January. But so technically, it's but it's close enough.
Yeah, yeah,
And
pretty much.
some sort of late fall, early winter trip to the Michigan Maritime Museum because I want to see all that in the wintertime.
Me
So there
too.
you
Me
go.
too.
Yeah, for real,
Mhm.
for real.
Yeah.
So
Listen, I
those
wanna
are
get
all the different.
yeah.
Yes, I want to get
Uh-huh.
coffee and hang out there. So those are all the things that I'm looking forward to. And then of course I got to like do my job and stuff like that, and try to be a competent teacher and all that.
Mhm.
So yes,
And that.
yeah, then that. So there you
Cool.
go. Dude, we did it.
We did it.
We ate the hour. Look at that.
Mhm. I
Yes.
knew we could.
Okay.
We
I
could do it.
know. We did it. Fantastic work, everybody. You did it. You survived another hour or so with the Brother Sisters. Um, so this week you learned about us. We answered 10 questions having to do with how things are going with us right now, and I'd say overall they're going pretty well. I mean,
Mhm.
honestly. So that's been a good thing. Um, Remember, you guys, we love hearing from you. Really enjoyed having everybody comment on our stuff today. So thank you for joining us. We always want to hear from you with our poll questions and our commentary. So please give us your questions, concerns, comments, and
Confessions.
confessions. That's right. Join us next week, you guys. We are oh wait, hang on, I gotta say this. As always, you guys, you can share, like, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Ask Alexa to play us.
Mhm.
And next week, you guys, it officially happens. Oh look, there's a kitty. It's a perfect time to bring on the music to end all music. Join us next week, you guys, when we are cracking open Spooktoberfest, where we're going to be talking about the works of Stephen King. We're going to give you a review of the movie The Long Walk, which is a movie based on the adaptation of his novel The Long Walk.
Mhm.
So we're gonna bust it out by talking about the father of horror himself, Stephen King. please join us. It'll be a blast. In the meantime, I am Janice Brothers, and with me is my sister.
And brothers.
That's right, and we encourage you to get out there and do something smart, do something dumb, do something fun. We are out of here.